quarterbacks, they'll interview with teams. And the report is Shedeur Sanders was a little brash. According to Todd McShay, two people that I spoke to left the meeting with Shedeur, and Shedeur was not overly concerned with what they thought of him. Would you be? You watched the Cleveland Browns the last 10 years? So this idea that he's going to drop in the draft cracks me up. Tennessee, Cleveland, and the Giants, all messes that could need a quarterback, could use a quarterback, and should draft one. These teams, one of them, two of them, or all three of them apparently didn't love what they heard from Shedeur Sanders. So I want you to think about this. Let's just take the New York Giants. Go back to week 12, 2017 season. It's kind of the end of Eli Manning. He has a terrible game against Washington. The Giants are 2-9. He's awful. Until today, March 4th. That is 379 weeks that you knew that Eli Manning was washed until today. And you still are a disaster at quarterback. And you think Shedeur Sanders in an interview is supposed to walk in there and be blown away, and that you as a team have the leverage. You think Cleveland has leverage. You think Tennessee has leverage. It's okay to sometimes admit as a business the employee may have more leverage. All right? So this idea that this kid who grew up rich because of NIL got richer and who's really good, and you're a terrible franchise, either Tennessee, Cleveland, or New York, that he didn't bow down to you. Because Shedeur Sanders realizes, let's say it's the New York Giants or Cleveland, you're a hurdle to his success. He'll be successful if he goes to Pete Carroll, Chip Kelly, Brock Bowers, and cap space. The Giants are a hurdle, an impediment to success. So this idea that you're desperate and you think you have all the leverage. No. Caleb Williams had some leverage. Cam Ward has some leverage. It's over that the employee doesn't have any leverage. In my business, in pro football, college athletes now, the coach doesn't have all the leverage. And I think there's executives and coaches. Rick Pitino said this the other day, St. John's coach. Adapt. You can complain or you can adapt. You know, the late Bobby Knight would complain about transfer portal, or you can adapt. John Calipari, to his credit, it's like, okay, one and done. That's how I get the best players. I can grumble and complain about it, or I can, like Rick Pitino, we don't even recruit high schoolers. I can complain about it or just adapt. And so it's kind of infuriating to me. I don't know. I mean, Shedeur Sanders grew up rich. NIL got rich. Yeah, I'm sorry he didn't come in desperate. But this idea that these kids now, these quarterbacks in a bad quarterback class, and he may be the best one, and you are a tire fire of a franchise. And, you know, he came in here. I mean, the quote from McShay is actually funny. The quote is that they left the meeting feeling Shedeur was not overly concerned with what they thought of him. Well, I mean, they thought Daniel Jones was great. They thought giving Deshaun Watson a guaranteed contract was brilliant. Somebody drafted Will Levis. I wouldn't be overly concerned if I was a quarterback with three teams that don't appear to know what the hell they're doing. I'm sorry. He gets a little say too. You're bringing your attitude because he doesn't come in and bow down to you. The business doesn't always have all the leverage now. It's 2025. Sometimes the employee has a little bit. You know, sometimes, you know, I was talking to a friend the other day, and there are two companies battling for him. And one of the companies was sort of outraged that he wasn't just totally committed to them. And he said, well, I've got another company that's a bigger company offering more money. Like the day if you're an employer and you think you have all the leverage, or you're an NFL team and think you have all the leverage, I mean, I think Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward, they would like to be passed on by Tennessee, Cleveland, and the Giants. They'd rather go to a winning franchise. J.J. McCarthy, Bo Nix, best thing that ever happened to him, he fell to Sean Payton. J-Mac with the news.
No. Turn on the news. news. This is the Herd Line News.
All right, Colin, we're going to start with that disappointing news where Kyrie Irving has suffered a season-ending torn ACL. Happened right there on that play, driving to the hoop last night. Really bummer. Just a bummer for the Dallas Mavericks. Kyrie ended up shooting the free throws while crying on the line. It had like a feel of Kobe Bryant. Remember when he popped his Achilles and shot the free throws?
He was playing so many minutes now without Luka.
Yeah, you know, this is I don't want to crush the guy, but Nico Harrison pushed all the wrong buttons.
Yeah.
He legitimately thought, oh, we can move off Luka. We're fine. We've got Kyrie. That's not how it works.
The problem with Dallas right now is Kyrie is their only playmaker. Spencer Dinwiddie can get shots, but whereas the Lakers have Austin Reeves, Luka, and LeBron, they have three. Ball can be in three different players' hands. The Mavericks now, without Luka, the ball's always in Kyrie's hands. And now that their centers are banged up, he had to play more minutes and carry more of the offense. So it's just, I feel, Kyrie can not my favorite player, but he's absolutely historically gifted. Well, and this organization now is the biggest mess. You think Phoenix has issues?
Well, wait a minute. Phoenix and Philly are in really bad spots. Dallas can turn around next year. Everybody will start the season healthy. They'll be fine. I go back to Nico Harris's move. Like, we can move off Luka and be fine. And literally everything has gone terribly for them since that trade. Between AD's injury, Gafford got hurt. Now Kyrie's out for the season.
Ticket sales have plummeted.
Last night, they're getting blasted. I mean, they lose by 30 last night. At home in the third quarter, fans, just a mass exodus start leaving the stadium. I don't know what to say, man. This is between the Cowboys being a dumpster fire and now Dallas, everybody's hurt. You go to the finals. I'm sorry, they're not sniffing.
At least Phoenix can start over. I mean, this thing, look at this. Look at people heading to the exits. Like, this organization now is, and again, it's not just the Kyrie injury. I mean, Kyrie was the last little bit of hope, but we had said this. You couldn't take them seriously as a big playoff team. It's just.
Are the Dallas Stars in hockay still in Dallas? I don't know, but maybe there's some hope there.
The Rangers will be okay.
It's a terrible feel. I mean, Colin, remember, 8 months ago, they were in the NBA Finals. They were in the finals.
Yeah.
And now it's all downhill. Just terrible stuff.
This is why guys like LeBron are always willing to move off, because there are bad executives all over sports. Yeah. I mean, the Cleveland Browns gave Deshaun Watson a totally guaranteed contract. There are terrible executives. Yeah. Daniel Jones was not only a reach at number 6, they gave him an extension and let Saquon walk.
Was that the executive or the owner?
Well, whatever it is, all I'm saying is when you see certain players like Brady wanted to control and LeBron wants to control it, you know why? Because they're better than the executives often making those decisions.
By the way, do you think Mark Cuban would have traded Luka?
No.
You could go with hell no. There's zero chance that was happening. No shot. Next story is Matt Stafford and his decision to restructure his deal, stay with the Rams. Huge sigh of relief for